What's up guys, and welcome to a brand new video. So here in the last couple of days, I've seen a lot of talk happen in the community of whether or not video games are a cause of violence. As many of you know, this idea has been around ever since the 90s, first sparked up by games like Mortal Kombat and Grand Theft Auto. But with this recent spout and interest in the subject, I thought I would make a video and throw in my 2 cents. So, do video games promote violence? What do you think? Personally, I believe that they do, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing either. I know that many of you are probably confused right now, but please bear with me and let me explain. I believe video games do promote, cause, and help make us violent, but more importantly, I think that they bring out the violence that's already in us. And I also believe that they help influence some individuals who are often mentally unstable or are very impressionable to go out and commit crimes. As an example, back in 2016, an 11-year-old boy stole his parents' car and started driving it erratically on the highway in Ontario, Canada. The boy tried his best to avoid the police, but was eventually caught. Fortunately, no one was hurt. When the police questioned the boy, they found out that he wanted to drive a real car after doing it in Grand Theft Auto. Now, I understand that stealing a car is not nearly as bad or violent as going and shooting up a building, but this story is a great example of how a game can inspire some individuals to do things most people would never consider doing. Another example of how video games promote violence are all the holes in walls and mangled controllers us gamers have made. Many of us are guilty of getting angry at a game and slamming our controller down or throwing it. This, by very definition, is us being violent. I could give several other examples of how games promote violence, but I think I've beaten that horse enough and I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long. I also want to reinforce the point that in no way do I advocate for games to be censored or banned. I also want to destroy the notion that anyone who plays a violent video game is automatically going to go out and kill people. I do not agree with either of those statements. However, I would be lying to myself if I said that it was impossible for someone to be inspired from a video game and go and do an unimaginable act of violence. And for anyone to say that that would be impossible, I think is very naive. So once again, I very much believe video games promote and help to cause violence, but I think it's wrong to point our fingers and just blame gaming when all media helps promote violence. Regardless of if it's music, movies, books, games, or the 12 o'clock news, I believe all media helps to promote violence. A great example of this is John Hinckley's assassination attempt of President Ronald Reagan in 1981. John Hinckley was very mentally unstable and had an obsession with the actress Jodie Foster. To gain the attention of Jodie Foster, who had ignored him for years, he decided to kill an American president to gain notoriety. Many of his actions were inspired from the movie Taxi Driver starring Robert De Niro and Jodie Foster. I use this example because I think it highlights 2 things. First thing being that all media, in this case movies, can promote and help cause violence. And the second is that evil people will always be inspired to do horrible things regardless of where they gain inspiration from. Yes, video games help cause violence just like all media does, but they also do a lot of good as well, such as many games, movies, and books bringing awareness to sensitive subjects like mental illness, discrimination, suicide, and sexual abuse. Media also helps us relax and forget the burdens of life. And gaming, like many things in our world around us, helps shape us into who we are. It might not be so obvious, but anyone who has played a video game has taken something positive away from that game. Whether it's learning teamwork, getting better at social skills, such as talking to people, or creating a new outlook on an idea. Some people out there believe that video games should be censored, but violent, evil people will still gain inspiration from something and find a way to do harm. And if you decide to ban or censor, where does it stop? If gaming ever got heavily censored, then people would just find something else to blame violence on. How many things would need to be banned before we finally learn that humans are just violent creatures by nature? That's why so many of us love Grand Theft Auto. That's why we love action movies. And that's why the ancient Roman citizens loved gladiator fights. We are a species who enjoys violence. I'm not saying that every human wants to go out and kill people, but by our very nature, we enjoy the act of violence. And so to stop violence, we would have to stop being human. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got a bit philosophical at the end there, but let me know what you guys think about video games being violent or causing violence. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you never want to miss out on any of my new videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace out, guys.